Good afternoon. In today's session, we have to study about the adjustable linear voltage regulator. In previous session, we have studied about the linear voltage regulator. We can call that type of regulator as DC to DC converter because it is giving us DC voltage at the output, but it will have fixed amount. There will be no change, irrespective of changes in the input voltage or the changes in the load. There will we will get the constant output voltage. At that time we can say there is two types of linear voltage regulator. These are nothing but series and the shunt. So we can see here one example for the Zener diode shunt regulator. In yesterday's session we have seen about how we can make shunt regulator and the series regulator. If we are taking control element in parallel with the load resistor, at that time we are saying that circuit as a shunt regulator, जो हमने कल के लेक्चर में देखा है. Now what we want to see here, we want to see Zener diode shunt regulator. So here for low current power supply, a simple shunt voltage regulator we can made with the resistor and the Zener diode. So here Zener diodes are rated by their breakdown voltage that we can take from 1.24 volt to 200 volt, and their maximum power will be 250 milliwatt to 50 watt, and it will be minimum IZ current that will be in the microampere. So here you can see here how the circuit diagram will look like for the Zener diode voltage regulator. So here what we are doing here, we are taking Zener diode parallel with the load resistor. That's why we are calling this circuit diagram as a Zener diode voltage regulator. So here if there is one example, because you guys are supposed to solve numericals on linear voltage regulator and variable voltage regulator. Linear में हमने जो कल का सीरीज और शंट देखा है उसमें न्यूमेरिकल आ सकता है. And when we see about the Zener diode, at that time we are aware about this VI characteristics graph for the Zener diode, because here you can see in the reverse bias Zener diode will increases the current from IZ minimum to IZ max, and this region we are calling as a Zener breakdown region, and Zener diode will work in the reverse bias. So if there is one example like for input voltage 12 volt, so here for this circuit we can take input voltage 12 volt and the Zener diode power rating will be PZ equal to, यहाँ पे जो power रहेगा that will be equal to 1 watt. To produce the regulated output voltage, the output voltage will be here 5 volt. So here we are supposed to find the value of load current for the value of load resistance. So here we can solve, because we are having the value of power, we are having the value of Vz. We are supposed to calculate the value of current for this Zener diode, because we know P equal to V into I, so you can reconvert that equation into form of Zener diode. So your Zener diode current, so your equation will become Iz equal to Pz upon Vz. So you can write here Pz we are having 1 watt, Vz we are having, यहाँ पे क्या दिया है हमें, यहाँ पे value we can see here Zener diode is in parallel with load. So in parallel voltage will be same, and they have given V out is 5 volt. तो यहाँ का VL 5 volt है, तो यहाँ पर Vz क्या रहेगा 5. So you can take 1 upon 5, that will be equal to 200 milliampere current. Now if you are applying here KVL for this, what your equation will become, you can see here, if you are supposed to find the value of RS, because they have not given. Okay, स्क्रीन दिख रहा है सभी को? हाँ, so here we are supposed to solve one numerical on the Zener diode voltage regulator if we are having the circuit and they are giving some values at that time. If we are supposed to find the value of this resistance, we can find according to any, if you are applying KVL, if you are applying node analysis method, you can solve by any method. So if you are supposed to find the value of IZ, how will you find? यहाँ का वोल्टेज जहाँ से स्टार्ट हो रहा है माइनस जहाँ पे जा रहा है करंट वहाँ का वोल्टेज divided by that resistance. So you can convert that equation in the form of RS. So your equation will become RS equal to V in minus VZ upon IZ. We can say IS is nothing but IZ, because you can see here these are in series, and we know if the elements are connected in series, current which will flow through that will have same value. So we can take here Iz value V in minus Vz upon Iz as a Is. So we are aware about the V in Vz and Iz जो हमने just derive किया है. If you put, you will get the value for Rs, and that will be 35 ohm. So here, now you are supposed to find the value of load current. We are having the formula. How we can calculate? और कोई आया है? हाँ. So here, how we can find the value of load current? If you apply the Ohm's law, you will get Vz equal to IL RL. So you can reconvert that equation to derive the value of load current. Your equation will become Vz upon RL. So अभी हमने यहाँ पे we are having the value of Zener voltage, that is nothing but output voltage. We are having the value of RL जो हमने अभी डिराइव किया है. RL का वैल्यू वहाँ पे दिया है. हाँ, they have given here 50 ohm. So you can take VZ 5 volt, RL 50 ohm. You will get the value for load current. You are having the value for IZ. You are having the value for load current. These are in parallel, so current will get different. ये IS जो है some current Zener में जाएगा, some current will go to the this load. So you can take according to the KCL law, incoming current is equal to the outgoing current at this node. So you can take here IZ plus IL equal to IS, because both are outgoing. So if you are writing IZ plus IL to one side, other side you can write incoming, that is nothing but IS. So you can reconvert that equation to derive the value of IZ. So your equation will become IZ equal to IS, और यहाँ पे जो addition में IL था, you can take this to this right side. So it will become negative. Your equation will become Iz equal to Is minus IL. So here you can write the value for Is. You can write the value of load current, which we have get here 100 milliampere. So you will get 200 minus 100, that will be 100 milliampere. If you are supposed to find the efficiency, you can find. If no, then there is no need, because in the question they have given you are supposed to find only the value of load current. So here now we can see for the adjustable variable voltage regulator. So in our syllabus we are supposed to study about LM317 and LM318. If you see, this is the 3-terminal device. So here we can say for the variable linear voltage regulator, a typical integrated linear regulator will need only input voltage, output voltage, feedback and the optional ground pin. So we can see it is 3-terminal linear regulator. It only needs an input capacitor, output capacitor and 2 feedback resistor to set the output voltage. You can see here where we are supposed to see the circuit diagram for the LM317, LM318, LM338, LM350. These are we are calling as a variable voltage regulator, and this will require input and the output capacitors, and also it will require two feedback resistors to set the output voltage. So here we can see at the output we are using two resistor. We are using here one resistor, that is nothing but rheostat variable. So we can get here variable output voltage by calculating the voltage using voltage divider rule. So if we are having the example like this, given input voltage they have given, the current they have given, output voltage they have given. So here we are supposed to find the efficiency, and here we are supposed to determine the resistor value of R1. So here, how we can derive? We are having the formula to derive the output voltage. That is nothing but 1.25 volt into 1 plus R2 upon R1 plus IAADJ R2. So we can put the value because they have given all these values. V in, V out. यहाँ पे values हमारे पास है. We are not having the value for R2. You can put as it is. We are having the value for R1, they have given. But R2, we are saying, just wait for a minute, network issue here. My screen is able to see, you guys are able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, है ना, network issue था तो बंद हो गया था. Okay, हाँ. So here you can see when we are supposed to find the value for the output voltage, at that time we can put these values which we have get here. Now, what we can do here? Just wait for it. So here, when we are putting all these value except R2, because we can see this R2 is variable. So here when we are putting the value for output voltage, for the R1, for the IADJ, when we are putting all these values, you will get the value for R2. So here we can say we will get the value for R2 by using adjustable linear regulator. ADJ is nothing but this we are using for the adjusting purpose. So we can say here we are supposed to derive the efficiency. We can derive that efficiency will be the ratio for output voltage with respect to the input voltage. So we are having the output voltage 24, input voltage 36. If you are calculating that ratio, you will get 66.7%. So this is the efficiency for this adjustable linear voltage regulator. Now, we are supposed to study about the drawback for linear voltage regulator. So here, a major drawback using the linear regulators. Linear means what? Both series, shunt, Zener diode voltage regulator, linear variable voltage regulator, all these. A major drawback for using the linear voltage regulator can be excessive power dissipations, because if you see the circuit diagram for the linear voltage regulator, at that time we can see we are using the transistor and which will operate in a linear mode, because we are supposed to increase the voltage. That voltage will be linear, that will be constant, but that will be linear. And we are aware about the characteristics of MOSFET, characteristics of BJTs, FETs, transistor. At that time what we are saying, if that transistor is in linear mode, at that time we can use that transistor for a linear regulator. So here that will take excess amount of power, so we can say it will be its major drawback. When we all load current pass through the series transistor, at that time the power dissipation will be V in minus V out into I out. So here we can say there will be larger amount of power wasted in the linear voltage regulator, and if you see the efficiency, that is nothing but P output upon P output plus P loss. So if you calculate, you will get VOIO upon VOIO plus V in minus VOIO. That is nothing but output voltage upon input voltage. We are saying that is nothing but the efficiency. So here, if you see, by using the linear voltage regulator, we will waste larger amount of power and its efficiency will be less. So here you can say efficiency, that is nothing but output voltage with respect to the input voltage. So here if we are having one example like input voltage they have given, output voltage they have given, so we can calculate efficiency output voltage upon input voltage 3.3 upon 12 volt, that is nothing but 27.5%. So here as larger amount of power dissipated, that power will dissipated in the form of heat, so there will be requirement of heat sink. So these are some disadvantages for the linear voltage regulator. Also if you see the size of linear regulator and its heat sink may be large, because when we are using the linear voltage regulator, at that time we are supposed to use the transistor, we are supposed to use the diode, we are supposed to use the voltage divider circuit, so we will require resistor, so we can say its size will be large. So these are some drawbacks, disadvantages for the linear voltage regulator. If you see, it is having some advantages also. We can see the advantages for the linear voltage regulator. So it is simple and low complexity design which will give us linear power supply that are reliable. Low number of components make linear power supply very cost effectiveness, because here we are using the transistor, here we are using the diodes, voltage divider means resistance, all are having very low cost, so we can say it is a very low cost effective. Again if you see, it is having the low output voltage ripple, because it is giving us constant output voltage at the output. No switching noise and low output voltage ripple makes linear power supply best suitable for applications where noise sensitivity is essential. So we can say linear voltage regulator is free of any switching noise, having ripple rejection capability, and its low voltage noise which makes the linear regulator of choice in such noise averse applications like communication, medical, measurement devices. So here, if we have seen there are lots of drawbacks in the linear voltage regulator, because if you see we are using the transistor, we are using the diodes, and we are using the transistor which will work in the linear region or a ohmic region. That's why it will dissipate larger amount of power, and as it will dissipate larger amount of power, it will be needed the heat sink, because there is larger amount of temperature loss. So we can see these drawbacks are nothing but the linear voltage regulator disadvantages. So the linear voltage regulator can be very efficient only if output voltage is close to the input voltage. But if it is not close to the input voltage at that time, we cannot say linear voltage regulator is efficient. So the linear regulator has another limitation, like which is its minimum voltage difference between input and output voltage, because if you see, by using the linear voltage regulator we are converting DC input voltage into a DC, but which will not change irrespective of changes in the load or the input voltage. So we can say there is very less minimum difference between input voltage and the output voltage. The transistor in the LR must be operated in the linear mode. So it will require minimum voltage drop across the collector to emitter of BJT transistor or drain to source of the FET. So we can say when we are giving the output voltage which is very close to the input voltage, at that time LR may unable to regulate the output voltage. So this is also a disadvantage for the linear voltage regulator. Typical design may require heat sink because there is a larger amount of heat get generated. And the linear voltage regulator, or we can say LDO, low dropout voltage, can only provide step down or DC to DC conversion. It is only providing step down DC to DC conversion. It is not providing step up because here output voltage will be less than or equal to V minimum, V input, but it will not be greater than the input voltage. So we can say this will also be the disadvantages for the linear voltage regulator. These disadvantages to the linear voltage regulator, linear power supply, will include its size, high heat loss, its efficiency which is less when compared to the switch mode power supply. The problem with linear mode power supply is nothing but when we are using in a high power application, at that time it will require large transformer and other large components to handle the power. So using these large components increases the overall size and its weight. So this will be again disadvantage for the linear voltage regulator. Now we can see there are lots of applications also for the linear voltage regulator. These are like we can use linear voltage regulator for low dropout applications. As we are using the components which are having low cost, its cost will also become very less. So we can say there are many applications in which we can use the linear voltage regulator, which will be superior solutions to the switching supplies. So here if you see the applications, it is simple and low cost solution because linear regulator or the low dropout applications are simple and easy to use. These are specially used for the low power applications where we will require low output current, where thermal stress is not critical because we have seen there is one disadvantage for the linear voltage regulator. There will be heat get introduced. So we can say we can use linear voltage regulator where thermal stress is not critical. No external power inductor is required in the linear voltage regulator. Again, if you see for the second application, we can say like it is having low noise and low ripple applications. Because for noise sensitive applications such as communication radio devices, minimizing the supply noise is very critical. Fast transient applications, we can use linear voltage regulator that will be linear, that will be where linear regulator feedback loop is usually internal and where we will not require external compensation. At that time also for the transient applications we can use linear voltage regulator. Again, we can use low dropout applications because we are aware about linear voltage regulator. It will give the output voltage that will be very close to the input voltage or it will be the less than. So we can say for the applications where we will require output voltage that will be close to the input voltage, at that time we can use low dropout applications. We can use linear regulator instead of SMPS because SMPS will give the output that will be greater, but here we are taking the output which is less than or equal to the input voltage. So here we can see that price sensitive applications will prefer linear regulator because it is having low cost over their sample time counterpart, and the design decision is specially clear cut for makers of communication equipment, small devices, battery operated system, low current devices, high performance microprocessor with sleep mode. So here we can say now we are supposed to study about what is the difference between linear voltage regulator and the switching voltage regulator. So we can say linear regulator versus switching regulator. Regulators, linear regulator are less efficient than the switching. So, depending upon the applications, linear regulator have several redeeming features, like its lower output noise. Because if you see the applications advantages for the linear voltage regulator at that time saying there is a low noise. So we can say lower output noise is important for radio and other communications. It is easy to use because they require only filter capacitor for the operations. These are faster response, these are giving fast response to the input and output transient changes. These are smaller in size because there is no requirement of the magnetic. It is less expensive, but if you see its efficiency is less. So for further applications where we will require higher efficiency, at that time we cannot use linear voltage regulator, we will be required switching voltage regulator. Because for example, if you are taking in a 5 volt to 3.3 volt microprocessor application, linear regulator efficiency will approaches to 66%. And applications with low current subcircuits may not care that regulator efficiency is less than, as a power loss may be negligible overall. So now we can see for the switching mode power supply. There will be question in exam. I have given in assignment also. Explain the working for switching mode power supply. This is nothing but we are using the switch. So we can say the switching mode power supply is also one type of a voltage regulator. It is also a power supply that will provide the power supply functions through low power components such as capacitor, inductor, transformer. And here we are using the one main component on which we are giving its name. So we can say we are using here switch that are in one of two conditions. That switch will be on, that switch will be off. So we can say it will offer higher conversion efficiency, design flexibility. If you see, we are having step up and step down. But in linear regulator, we are having only step down voltage. So we can say this is the advantages for SMPS, like it will have step down or the step up output voltage. The term switch mode was widely used for this type of power supply until Motorola Inc., who used the trademark switch mode. So we can say we can use the switch mode power supply or switching power supply to avoid the infringing of the trademark. Typical switching frequencies, which are lights in range 1 kilohertz to 1 megahertz at that time, depending on the speed of semiconductor device, we can use the SMPS, and there are different type of SMPS available. These are nothing but buck converter, boost converter, buck boost converter, you can see, or we can call another like a flyback converter. So here, if we are using the step down transformer in which we are converting voltage to voltage, but we will have output voltage that will be low as compared to the input. At that time, we can see that type of converter as a buck converter. And if we are increasing the voltage level at the output, we can say that as a step up voltage regulator, or we can say that will be a boost voltage regulator. Buck boost, or we can say it is a flyback. If we are supposed to change the polarity, invert, we can say स्क्रीन दिख रहा है अच्छे से?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, हाँ, ठीक है. What we are saying here, we are having another type that is nothing but the flyback, or we can say it is the buck boost, in which we can change the polarity. Another one type is the current converter, or we can say buck converter, in which we can use step up or step down. We can decrease the level for current, or we can increase the level for current. So we can say that type of a converter as current to current converter, because in buck boost and buck converter we will use voltage to voltage converter, and we are calling this type as the switching mode power supplies. So these converters typically will use the rectifier front end to produce the high output voltage. So here if you see, I have drawn the circuit diagram for all the types of the switch mode power supply. If we are using firstly switch, after that we are using the diode and then inductor and capacitor. We can say that type as a buck converter. If we are using first inductor and then capacitor. And if you see here, we are using here switch here, but firstly we are using here inductor. When we are using the first, when we will give the input, that will be given to inductor. After that we are using the switch. After that we are using the diode, and at the output we will use the capacitor. We can say that is nothing but the simple boost. And inverting, or we can say it is the buck boost. When we are using first switch, only what is the difference? Here we are changing the position for inductor and this diode, which we are using in the step down. वो दोनों के conditions change किए हैं. If you see, we have changed the polarities for the capacitor. We can say this type of the inverter as a switching mode power supply inverting. It means what? We can say this is the buck boost switch mode power supply, or we can say it is the inverter. Again we are using here first switch, after that we are giving to the transformer directly. We can say that type of smps as transformer flyback topology. So here when we are calculating the values for when we are using here the values for the gain, these are nothing but output voltage with respect to the input. So if you are calculating for the step down, this is nothing but buck converter. You will get V out upon V in, that will be equal to D. And if you derive for the current conversion ratio, that is nothing but the ratio for input voltage to the output, you will get that value as also D. If you are calling for the step up, you will get V out upon V in equal to 1 upon 1 minus D. And we can say this is also the ratio for input current with respect to the output current. If you calculate for the buck boost converter step up down, you will get V out upon V in. That is nothing but voltage conversion ratio, or we can say that is the efficiency voltage gain. You will get D upon 1 minus D, and we can calculate this in the form of current conversion ratio. So here what we are saying here, when we are using the switch to convert DC into a DC, That will be in the increased amount, that will be in the decreased amount, that will be in the inversion proportion with the input voltage. At that time, we are saying this type of a voltage regulator as a switch mode power supply. If anyone is facing any issue, you can ask. I am taking your attendance. You all are supposed to give the test. I have sent the link in the WhatsApp group. Test will be valid till today 9 p.m. Okay, remaining we will see in the next session. Thank you. If anyone is facing issue, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can conclude our today's session. Okay, you guys can leave now. Thank you.